What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Gingervitis75 coming at you with another action figure review. Today we're going to take a look at Transformers Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class DEVCON. Now, DEVCON is an Autobot, but he left Cybertron in search of revenge and became a bounty hunter and was hunting down Decepticons. Here on the back of the box, we got a nice couple shots here of him in his robot mode. Looking good. And then his alt mode, which is a Cybertronium jet or some kind of a starfighter. We got his weaponry there. Then we got on this side, we got a close-up as well as a full body shot. On the front here, we got the figure looking pretty good. Now, this is a second issue of this figure. It came out about 2 years ago. It was kind of hard for people to get, just being, I think, only on Pulse. And now they made it into a Target exclusive. So it's probably going to get a wider release. I ordered this off the Target app, but I went into the store and I saw like 8 of them, so I don't think it'll be too hard to find. Here's an interesting little panel here. What do we got? Tarn, and we got some Junkions, some Dinobots. So that's an interesting little piece of art there. We got the barcode on the bottom. We got this stuff on the top. So yeah, let's open this bad boy up. Out of the box, we do have the little instruction booklet here. And then we have DEVCON still strapped into his little backer board. Looking pretty good. And then we got the weaponry back here. We'll free this guy in a second. All right, out of the box, we got DEVCON here with all his accessories and weapons displayed. I do like this figure. I really like the aesthetic. I like the blue colors. It's kind of like almost like a baby blue in a way. Maybe a little darker than that, but I do kind of like this grill here with the red kind of coming out. Very true to the cartoon. The face sculpt is very nice. I like that kind of helmet style. Nice designs on the back, and he's got whatever this thing is on the top. People kind of describe it as being a blaster on his head, but I've never seen it shoot anything. At least I don't think it did in the cartoon. This guy made one appearance in the 80s cartoon, which was the episode The Gambler. And during comparisons, I'm going to bring out all the characters that were present for that episode. It is a very good episode. DEVCON is kind of a bounty hunter, kind of a loner. He left Cybertron with around the same time that Optimus Prime and his gaggle of Autobots fled. And instead of reaching Earth, DEVCON became a Decepticon-hating bounty hunter. And he really does dislike Decepticons. And he hunted them down. Here are his thrusters, which can attach to him in his alt mode and his starfighter mode, but there's plenty of places to attach these in his robot mode as well. You got the wrists, you got the shoulders, you got the hands, You can actually put it together like so, putting them on each side of his blaster to make some kind of a super blaster. Looks ridiculous though. Yeah, cool looking figure. Let's go through the articulation points. He can look down about like that. Not much movement there. Not much tilt, but a little wiggle wobble, right? Twist all the way around. The shoulder goes up about to there. And it does twist all the way around. We got that elbow joint there that also twists. We got the waist where he does the twist, and he can bend over at the hips. It's all in the hips. Dang, he can do a nice little splits. Doing the David Lee Roth right there. Come down. It does swivel up there at the hip joint, so there is not like a thigh cut there. Kind of a little gappy there, so they didn't really fix that from the first issue of this figure. Single jointed knee. And then, of course, you got the nice tilt at the ankle or at the boot. And it does kind of click out like that. So, some good possibilities for posing. The paint looks good. I saw a review. I watch, I'll admit it, I watch the Prime versus Prime reviews. He's the best in the game, I gotta say. And I noticed on his DEVCON, which was the 2 year ago release, he had a spot of silver paint right on this little blue part right here, and like that would bug me. It would really bother me, you know. I would be hitting that shit with rubbing alcohol, or you know, maybe try to paint pen it. Even if it was like another shade of blue, I think it would look better than a big old splotch of silver paint on that thing, you know. So yeah. No real mishaps or mistakes with the paint. Everything looks, oh, look at that. He's got a little poop chute back there. Little poop rocket. That's pretty cool. But yeah, really nice looking figure. He's an interesting character. You know, a lot of people call him the Boba Fett of Transformers because he is a loner. He's a bounty hunter. He gets one episode. He doesn't talk too much. He was also voiced by John Stevenson, who is a great voice actor. He did Windcharger, Cup, Huffer, Thundercracker, and Alpha Trion, and a couple other like C-list or minor characters from the cartoon series in the 80s. He also did like George Jetson's boss on the Jetsons, and a bunch of other voice whatever roles. So, yeah, cool character. So I'm super happy to get him. I wanted to get him in the last run, but it was very limited. It got expensive. And luckily, they did this as a Target exclusive, which for me, in my opinion, basically equates to an easy get. You know, Target's pretty good with distribution most of the time, at least with Transformers. Maybe a little more questionable with Marvel Legends and some G.I. Joes. But overall, I say Target's pretty reliable if you compare it to like Walmart and shit. Let's put these on here, see what it's all about. And then we'll get into transformation, and then we'll do some comparisons. I always wanted to try the thrusters up here on the shoulders just to see what they look like. Not not really the best, but I mean, it's not dreadful. What's going on here? Why won't this gun stay in his hand? Yeah, his forearm kind of gets in the way, so you can't press it down all the way, but I think I got it. These thrusters can also go in the forearms like so, but I think if you want to be cartoon accurate, it's going to go on the back here. I think, is that not the right way? Oh, man. There we go. Okay. Put them on the wrong legs. Some have said that this is somewhat of a retooling from the waist down of the Blur figure. So it kind of does have recognizable feet or boots. And I think that's from Blur. Otherwise, the upper body is a complete retooling. I do like the roundness of the boots and the gauntlets on the forearms. It's good looking sculpt, and the paint is great. The color is great, so pretty nice action figure. Let's get into the transformation. I'm gonna take this stuff off just to make it a little easier. And let's rock and roll.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right, getting into the transformation here. It's pretty simple. It says 13 steps for the transformation, so it should be pretty easy here. We're going to start out with the hands. We're going to pull down on the forearm and that gauntlet, and this whole panel will come down. And what you're going to do is you're just going to twist this around so that it will reveal a kind of a thruster, like a jet thruster, but also can be, you can think of it as maybe a weapon. We're going to do the left-hand side as well. You're going to grab that fist and pull down. That panel comes down, and then you twist around and then pop it right back up, just like so. So that's pretty cool. I always like the Autobots where you could, that would like their arms would go, or their hands would go into their arms and like a blaster, or like with Inferno, it'd be like a water hose or something like that would pop out. So we got that. Now we're going to go down to the legs here, and we're going to pop these feet out like so and open these guys up like that. All right. Pop this up here. Just kind of get that out of the way. And then you're going to fold the legs in here. Other side. Then you're going to fold these in. Now you're going to see these tabs right here are going to go into these slots. So 1, 2, 1. Come on now. 2. There we go. So that's what you're looking like now. And then you can press these tabs into here, like so. And then you're going to bring these arms down, and you're going to see these holes there next to the thrusters, and you're going to pop it into this peg here. Come on now. I think that's it, yeah. So that's kind of look at the underbelly there. Then you're going to bring this part up, and it'll kind of lock in there, and then you're going to fold this top part out, and that's it. I mean, that's as simple as it gets, right, guys? I mean, wow. And then you can take these guys. I think they can go up here. Take your little gun. You can pop that down here. So he's got 2 blasters in the front, right at the cockpit. And there is our DEVCON alt mode Starfighter. So, very simple transformation. Yeah, give it a little squeeze if you can, but there's a better look at the underbelly there. Pretty nice. Those little flaps that hang off the forearm become little wings. We got the thrusters in the back, 4 of them. So he's going to be fast, stealthy, little badass bounty hunter. Pretty cool. I do like this alt mode. Doesn't look too bad. So, oh. I guess we got to do that too, huh? Is that right? There we go. No, that's not right. Sorry, I'm talking out loud. I didn't even use this frickin' instruction booklet. But yeah, I think that's it. So, there it is at the side. Pretty awesome looking alt mode. We'll just bring it back. It's pretty easy. Remove all those accessories. Flip this guy open again. Bust out those arms. Fold down the legs. Fold back the back of the legs. Get those feet, snap back. This guy down. I think that goes like that, and then this snaps in there. I think, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, very simple, very easy. I kind of like this, but I want him to have hands so he can hold his blaster. So again, pop that down. Twist it round and round. Pop it back up. It snaps in place. Again, on the other side, pull that panel down, twist it out so the hand pops out. Now, a lot of the Transformers do have rotation at the wrist. This guy doesn't, and you can see why. You got that big old pin in there. So there's not really any movement, but at least you get to exercise the option to fold these in and bring out the blasters. Let's see if I can do this the right way this first time. There we go. Get those thrusters, almost like a jetpack on the back of the ankles there. And let's get them all geared up with his gun. I think in the cartoon, though, I think it was affixed. His blaster was affixed to his forearm, like so. So it can be like that. So beautiful figure. Oh gosh, what else is there to say about him? We did the voice actor, he's Boba Fett. He's in that episode, The Gambler, which is the 47th episode. Overall, it is in season 2 of the 80s cartoon. In that cartoon, he teams up with a small group of Autobots, 5 of them, that are flying back to Earth from some crazy planet where the beings, these alien beings, are so humongous that in comparison, like, the Autobots look like toys. The Transformers literally look like toys to these people. And one of the aliens, this kid helps him get back, and he punishes the Decepticons somehow. But anyways, we're going to bring out those characters. And first off, we got to bring out Smokescreen, which is a good friend. He befriends DEVCON, and they become buddies. Would love to see some further adventures with DEVCON and Smokescreen, maybe in the comic books. DEVCON does come back in the comic books in a series called The Wreckers. It's a comic book series, and the Wreckers are led by Rodimus Prime, or Hot Rod, and he's got like an ex-Decepticon in there, so DEVCON's got problems with that. And DEVCON is actually like a marshal, a Cybertronian marshal. So, kind of interesting storyline, but it would be cool if we got like a storyline, a comic book story arc, where it was these two maybe off doing some bounty hunting or something like that. But these guys got a good relationship. It's almost like a Beast Wonder Man kind of relationship. They're buddies, right? So it's kind of neat. Let's bring in, we're gonna have to adjust the camera here, but we got Optimus Prime, the new Studio Series version. Great figure. Leader of the Autobots there. Also, we got Bumblebee. Was along for the ride. As well as Inferno. Now, I love this figure. The nice candy apple fire engine. You know, he's a bigger Autobot, so he's kind of a tougher guy. Pretty cool weaponry. I do like this Inferno, and it's basically the same exact sculpt as Grapple. And I had Grapple as a kid, but I never got Inferno, so I'm very happy to have this one. And I think this figure looks so sharp. And then, finally, for the Autobots, we got Perceptor, who was a big focus in that season 2. And he still remained kind of a well-known character and was kind of a nice focus in the movie. So it was neat having Perceptor, I don't know, keep up his popularity. It seemed like the writers at least liked him. So there we got this nice little gaggle of Autobots. Pretty badass team, if you ask me. You know, DEVCON's a badass. Smokescreen's pretty cool. Of course, Optimus, I would assume Inferno's kind of a tough guy. Bigger guy. And Perceptor's not, even though he's a nerd and he's a scientist, he's not some little wimp. He took on all of the tapes in the 86 movie until Blaster kind of saved his ass. Well, literally saved his ass. So there we got the Autobots. Now, they run into DEVCON because he is pursuing Decepticons. And it's Astro Train, which I don't have. I do have Blitzwing, but I hope that they reissue Astro Train because I need that one. Because he was a favorite character of mine. I do prefer Blitzwing. I just think he's cooler as a tank and a jet fighter. But yeah, I'll have to get that sometime down the line. But also, the Coneheads Dirge and Ramjet. We're following along Astro Train, and I do have those two. So we got Dirge. Same exact mold. They are Seekers, but they're also Coneheads. So we got those two guys. So it was pretty cool. I mean, it was like there was a bunch of other elements involved in this episode. It was a bunch of like aliens and stuff. So there's a bunch of bad guys that weren't just the Decepticons, and there was good guys too. But Decepticons had some help, and also Astro Train was there. Just to make some other comparisons, DEVCON being kind of compared to Boba Fett. I felt like I had to bring in Boba Fett here. And just one other. This might be a reach, but I got Rom. Another robot, space-dwelling, loner bounty hunter. So, you got that guy. Just to get a feeling of the height, let's get the ruler out, and let's see here. We got 5 and about 1/8 of an inch, I would say. So he is a shorty. But still, a very nice looking figure. Very cool figure. I do love the colors. You know, we got gray, silver, blue, and red. I do like this little grate thing down here. Nice sculpt. I like the boots as well as the gauntlets, how they're kind of rounded. You know, they get bigger and more bulky at the boot. I do like the alt mode as well. And I gotta say that face is the best. The whole head, actually. The helmet is awesome. Nice paint. We're going to go 7.5 on this one. I do really think this is a great looking figure. I don't know if there's any improvements from the more recent version. I think that's the only 2 DEVCONs for this line. I know there's some other ones out there, and I've seen some customs online, but this one's the best, I gotta say. It's a very nice figure. So that's gonna do it for me, guys. I would recommend picking this guy up if you have a Target nearby. I don't think you're gonna have much of a problem. Maybe go on the Target app, you can find it there. Hasbro Pulse may still have them as well, so you can try there. Otherwise, best of luck to you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Next, we're going to be doing the Cobra Pilot and Cobra Claw from G.I. Joe Classified. That's going to be a fun one. And I got some new pickups, so there's a long line of figures just waiting for their time to be reviewed. So, all right, guys, we're going to see you on the next one. Peace out, guys.
The Transformers will return after these messages. I can't let them escape. The Decepticons must be stopped at all costs. Trozano, I invite you to join me as my partner. So, what are you waiting for?